Welcome back, I'm Angel. A while back, I put together a translation of one of Candace Starr's live streams, a recap of 3 sessions from January 11th, 21st, and 20th. And after that video went up, so many of you asked me the same question. Who is Sophie? The girl that Menglong can't let go of.
In the 3rd session of that recap, the one during the blizzard, Sophie's name started coming through the ovilus, over and over again. The news said she was dead. An obituary was published. People mourned. As far as the rest of the world was concerned, it was settled. Case closed. But she wasn't dead. She was being kept somewhere no one knew about. A cold hallway, concrete walls, a locked door. She was alive. She was pregnant. And she was waiting for her baby to be born. It wasn't until after she gave birth that they actually killed her. This isn't a screenplay. This isn't some movie plot someone came up with. This is the story Candace Starr pieced together, fragment by fragment, through her spirit communication sessions with Menglong. You might be wondering, who is Sophie? Where is that child right now? And why, even in death, does Menglong keep coming back to this? None of these questions have a simple answer. But Menglong's soul made a choice. He refuses to stay silent.
Nobody had asked. Nobody had brought it up. The name just slipped through.
Straight out of the spirit box, cutting right through the static between channels. The name just came through the ovilus.
Cutting right through the silence. Sophie.
Something shifted in Candace's eyes.
This wasn't the first time she'd heard that name. Sophie.
Over the past several months of sessions, it had become a pattern.
Menglong's soul felt the heaviest.
Every time the energy in the room got the darkest, the ovilus would put out that name. It was never random. He was the one bringing it forward. He needed people to know about Sophie. He needed people to know what happened to her.
Lunar New Year's Eve 2026. Candace Starr in front of her were 2 things viewers had specially prepared for. A plush doll dressed in a dragon costume and a REM pod teddy bear. The spirit box hummed quietly in the dark, sweeping through channel after channel.
Before she started, Candace had made one thing clear. Tonight is about good energy only. No questions about his death, no questions about the case.
The spirit box spoke.
People. Come to spirit. His people, now spirit. Yeah. How many people from your record label are with you because of them? The bear what? I'm healthy or unhealthy? Unhealthy. In her room. Who did the baby belong to? Is his birth mom a news anchor?
The way you look at the
Prophesized. Was there cameras watching you in your room? Giving birth? I'm so confused. Did you have to watch somebody give birth? Did you say, oh yes? Destination? Did you have evidence of what they were doing? They took it. What kind of evidence did you have?
Kisses. You're not.
What kind of evidence did you have that would make them want to hurt you so badly? The boy, I guess. This is just fate. Hello, something, how are you? A secret?
A star.
A star. Okay, a celebrity. I'm just so confused.
Okay,
I'm trying to make it more complicated than it needs to be. A boy, I know. They chose that. To have him.
on my head.
On my head. Were they trying to blackmail you?
When she was a spirit.
Ah. Friend. So it was your friend. A sweet soul. And she had a baby?
We're lovers.
We're lovers.
Everything.
I thought you didn't have a girlfriend. Oh, no, what? Or brothers. Not brothers. Brothers? Brothers or lovers?
We were set. Others.
Others? I'm confused.
Because I keep.
Something about the psychic scene? Something. Mei, you did amazing. Wow.
She started, Candace had made one thing clear. Tonight is about good energy only. No questions about his death. No questions about the case.
The spirit box spoke.
Candace Starr has been doing this work for over 9 years.
She's no stranger to heavy cases.
She's felt the spiritual residue of violence before. But the Menglong case, she says, has been the most suffocating thing she's ever encountered.
A few months ago, not long after she first began connecting with him, she had a vision. Not a dream, she was wide awake. She saw a hallway, cold, concrete walls, dim lighting. Doors lined up on both sides, all of them shut. Someone was running.
That person stopped in front of one of the doors and pushed it open.
Behind the door, there was a woman. She had just given birth.
She was holding a newborn in her arms, and in her eyes there was fear.
And exhaustion, and something else.
Something Candace says she will never forget. It was the look of someone who knows they don't have long to live. What I felt in that moment was that this woman had already been declared dead to the outside world. Everyone believed she was gone, but she wasn't. They had hidden her away, kept her alive long enough to have the baby. And then they actually killed her. The vision ended there, abruptly, without warning. What happened to the baby wasn't in that image. The child had been taken away. Where? Nobody knows.
And note before we go further.
It's easy to assume that the woman in this vision is Sophie, but Candace herself never made that connection directly. The vision is an image, a fragment of something she was shown. Sophie's name came through the 𝗲𝗶𝗃 separately, in a different session. They may be connected, but they may not be the same person. And that's actually the point. Menglong may be making that this isn't one story.
It's
Once
a
upon
pattern.
Time, a brave little
The
kid
woman
went
in the
on a grand
hallway,
adventure.
Sophie, the boy.
Kitten met new friends and
They
played
may
under a
each
rainbow,
represent
and they
something
lived
larger
happily
than a
ever
single
after.
case.
If you've been following Candace's sessions, you've probably noticed something Menglong rarely says the same thing just once. But there is one thing he has come back to, over and over again across different live streams, different devices, different questions. That boy, not his own injustice, not the names of the people who hurt him.
Who is this boy? Where is he? How old is he?
If that's true, then the shape of this story becomes clear, and it becomes devastating. Sophie loved Menglong, or she knew things she wasn't supposed to know. She became pregnant. Someone could not allow that child to exist, not allow her to keep living, keep talking. So they announced her death, made it official, let the world believe she was gone.
Then they hid her away and waited for the baby to be born. After the birth, they killed her. They took the child.
And after Menglong himself was killed, he had no way to find that boy. No way to tell anyone what had really happened. All he could do, all he has been able to do, is say it again and again and again. That boy. That boy.
The responses coming through the spirit box were fragmented, broken signals that had to be pieced together carefully. But a few things came through clearly, again and again, very young. Under a year old, his mother is gone. And then, during that Lunar New Year session, something else came through. We were lovers. It was in the middle of asking about the boy, about Sophie, about the woman who had been hidden away, that Menglong said those words. We were lovers. That's everything for today's breakdown. If this is your first time on this channel, I've linked the previous live stream translation in the description below. That video has the full record of the very first time Sophie's name ever came through, and a lot of what we're still uncovering now, it all traces back to that moment. And this story isn't over. If you found this kind of breakdown helpful, please subscribe, and if you feel moved to, hit that super thanks button.
Was this overseas with the woman and the child? I've asked. In heaven, something. Alright, I'm gonna pause it again. It's actually muting it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I haven't muted. That's crazy. And that's still going on. Okay, let's take a moment. Alright, oh my god, this women want people to rescue the boy. What is happening? Whoa. Why is it so loud? Oh wow. I don't know. Gosh, I'm really tired. Like, I'm drained. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I'll ask him. How old is the boy you keep speaking on? How old is the boy? A little boy? Is he one? Is the boy younger than one? Lovesick. Oh my gosh.
And his cursing. And I realized.
Is this a baby? He's little with something.
Definitely.
And the boy's mother's passed away now? He what? The baby's healthy? Is the mother's passed away?
The way you look.
The way you look.
Candace said something once that I keep coming back to. The spirit world cannot lie. The human world can forge obituaries, suppress information, make a person vanish without a trace. But the spirit world can't do any of that. It can only speak what was real. Sophie was real. That child was real. Menglong is still carrying this not out of a need for revenge, not to be remembered, but because somewhere out there may be a child who has no idea who his mother was.
No idea what happened to her. No idea that someone, even after death, never stopped trying to reach him. You didn't end up watching this by accident. Menglong's soul has been looking for people who are willing to listen. You now know Sophie's story. You now know that boy exists. Bearing witness is the most important thing you can do right now.
If something about this moved you, leave a comment. If you know anything connected to this, if you simply want Menglong to know that you heard him, please leave a comment. Because that child is still out there, waiting for someone to find him.
If you found this helpful, please subscribe. And if you want to help more people find this video, hit the hype button. It's free, and it helps get this story in front of more eyes.
Before the dawn, the sky is still dark. Someone sits before the camera, lighting up a spark. A red device is blinking, waiting for your sign. Silence or a touch, let the truth define. They said you flew away, just like a bird. But birds don't get pushed down, haven't you heard? You call them family, you opened every door. But you didn't know betrayal was their daily chore. Watching eyes everywhere, nowhere to hide. Every single smile was never yours inside. A star locked in a cage, how do you breathe? You knew the ending, but you couldn't leave. But you're free now, aren't you? Those chains can never reach you anymore. The light flashed 5 times, you were saying yes. Keep going, let them hear my voice. The light remembers you, even when they choose to forget. The light remembers you through all the darkness, yeah. We are your audience, this will always be your home. When the first light kissed the sea, you could finally rest alone. One card says betrayal laid upon the table. Another says it's routine, their habitual fable. Government and systems, hands we cannot see, weaving an illusion for the world to believe. But the timeline has problems, you answered with silence. You didn't do it yourself, the light showed no guidance. You struggled, you fought back until the very end. Even when the drugs took hold, your spirit wouldn't bend. Ancient evil surrounds this case so deep. Someone summoned darkness that should stay asleep. But everyone who chooses to listen and to stay becomes a ray of light that finds its way. But you're free now, aren't you? Those chains can never reach you anymore. The light flashed 5 times, you were saying yes. Keep going, let them hear my voice. The light remembers you, even when they choose to forget. The light remembers I said yes it will, because love never fades, it just goes deeper still, because justice will return just a little late. The blue whale swims toward the light. We lift our heads and finally see the truth has painted the sky in shades of blue. So free, you're free now, truly free now. This will always be your home. The light remembers you. The light remembers you. The light remembers you.
Sophie? Cut. You? Sophie? Stars. Was she a star too? What is happening? Cemetery again. Oh my God, that is going through me. Can you tell Woods? Can you tell me on the Ovulus? You can. Okay. How old was Sophie? What does RAR mean? Wow. That's a temp change on this. RAR. RAR. Can you show me on here how old Sophie is? Government. Whoa. Wow, your blood. Ooh. Let me just see. Hold on 1 second. Holy crap. Okay. Drive. Can you give me a number on how old Sophie is? Okay, that's that. Something about blood. Angels in Light or Angels in Taiwan? In Taiwan? Girl, he just gave you a shout out. That's crazy. He just gave you a freaking shout out. I'm kind of freaking out. Oh! You heard Angels in Taiwan.